Have you ever noticed that two people can earn almost the exact same salary? Yet 10 years later, one owns a home, has investments growing quietly in the background, and sleeps well at night, while the other still feels like every paycheck disappears before the month is over. What's strange is that neither of them made one catastrophic financial mistake. There wasn't a failed business. There wasn't a market crash that wiped everything out. There wasn't a lottery ticket that changed someone's life overnight. Instead, the difference came from tiny decisions that seemed harmless at the time. A bigger apartment because they deserved it. Waiting one more year before investing. Keeping all their savings in cash because it felt safe. Passing on opportunities because they looked uncomfortable. None of those choices felt expensive in the moment. But over 10 or 20 years, they quietly became some of the most expensive decisions a person could ever make. The truth is, most people aren't trapped by low income. They're trapped by invisible money habits that slowly drain future wealth while pretending to protect them today. And the hardest part? Most people don't even realize these traps exist until decades have passed. My name is Theo, and I spend far too much time thinking about why so many hardworking people stay stuck financially, even though they do almost everything they're told is responsible. If you're interested in building lasting wealth, avoiding costly financial mistakes, and making smarter money decisions without taking unnecessary risks, take a second to hit the like button and subscribe if this video helps you in any way. Let's talk about the hidden money traps that quietly keep millions of Americans from ever getting ahead. Imagine getting a raise you've been hoping for all year. Maybe it's another $800 a month after taxes. You feel proud. You celebrate. You tell yourself you finally earned the right to enjoy life a little more. So you upgrade your apartment. You trade in your reliable car for something newer. Streaming subscriptions multiply. Weekend dinners become more frequent. Vacation budgets grow. 6 months later, your paycheck is bigger. But somehow your bank account looks exactly the same. This is one of the most common financial traps in America: lifestyle inflation. According to data from Bankrate, a large percentage of Americans who receive raises increase their spending almost immediately. Their quality of life improves, but their financial security doesn't. It feels harmless because every upgrade seems reasonable by itself. A slightly nicer neighborhood, a better phone, premium groceries, a luxury gym membership. None of these purchases will make you poor on their own. The problem is what they replace. Every extra dollar spent today is a dollar that can't begin compounding tomorrow. Imagine two coworkers earning $80,000 per year. Sarah receives a raise and decides to invest an additional $700 every month into a simple S&P 500 index fund. Jason receives the same raise but upgrades nearly every part of his lifestyle. 20 years later, assuming historical long-term market returns, Sarah's investments could be worth several $100,000. Jason enjoyed nicer things along the way. But now he needs every paycheck just to maintain the lifestyle he built. One person purchased freedom. The other purchased higher monthly obligations. The solution isn't to avoid enjoying your success. Celebrate your progress. Upgrade things that genuinely improve your health or save meaningful time. Just avoid increasing your recurring expenses every single time your income grows. Instead, try giving every raise a simple rule: invest at least half before spending the rest. That single habit allows your lifestyle to improve while your future improves even faster. And once people begin protecting their future income instead of spending every increase, another obstacle often appears: not fear of spending, but fear of taking any meaningful chance at all. Most people believe playing it safe is the safest financial strategy. It sounds responsible. Avoid risk. Don't lose money. Stay comfortable. But here's something worth thinking about. Crossing the street involves risk. Driving to work involves risk. Starting a new job involves risk. Life isn't about avoiding risk. It's about choosing which risks are worth taking. Financially successful people don't eliminate risk. They manage it. Many people spend decades avoiding every investment opportunity because they're afraid of losing money. Ironically, inflation quietly guarantees they lose purchasing power anyway. Others refuse to negotiate salaries because rejection feels uncomfortable. Some never start businesses they've dreamed about. Others avoid learning new skills because they already have a stable job. The greatest cost isn't always what happens. Sometimes it's what never happens. Picture Michael. He's offered a management role that requires additional training and longer hours for the first year. It also comes with a significantly higher salary and long-term career growth. He declines because staying where he is feels safer. His coworker accepts. 5 years later, the coworker's income has doubled. Michael's hasn't. Neither outcome was guaranteed. But refusing every calculated risk guaranteed one thing. Nothing changed. The same principle applies to investing. Buying diversified index funds isn't gambling. Learning a valuable skill isn't reckless. Building an emergency fund before investing isn't contradictory, it's preparation. Calculated risks are often the bridge between stability and growth. Once people understand that avoiding every risk can become a risk itself, many still find themselves trapped by something even quieter. They know they should make changes. They simply never begin. Almost everyone has said something like this before. I'll start investing next year. I'll learn about retirement accounts after I pay off a few more bills. I'll open that brokerage account when the market settles down. I'll buy a house once. Prices come down. Next month becomes next year. Next year becomes 5 years. Eventually, doing nothing starts feeling normal. Psychologists often call this status quo bias. Our brains naturally prefer familiar situations, even when they're hurting us. Because changing feels uncertain, remaining stuck feels predictable. Imagine Emily. She spends 3 years researching investments. She watches YouTube videos, reads articles, listens to podcasts. She wants the perfect time to start. Meanwhile, her friend Lisa opens a retirement account, invests a modest amount every month into a broad market index fund, and ignores daily market headlines. Neither woman knows exactly what the market will do. But only one allows time to begin working in her favor. Perfection rarely creates wealth. Consistency does. The solution is surprisingly simple. Reduce the size of the first step. Don't aim to invest thousands immediately. Start with $50. Automate it. Don't redesign your entire financial life in one weekend. Improve one habit at a time. Because momentum is far more powerful than motivation. And once someone finally decides to take action, there's another mistake waiting that looks productive, but often does much more harm than good. Many people believe that making more financial decisions means making better financial decisions. They check stock prices during lunch. They read market predictions before bed. They buy when headlines sound optimistic. They sell when the news becomes frightening. It feels like they're actively managing their money. In reality, they're often managing their emotions. This is the hidden trap of trying to outsmart the market. The financial media makes investing look like a game that rewards constant attention. Every day brings a new headline. The market is about to crash. Now is the perfect time to buy. This stock could double. Experts warn of recession. After hearing enough of these messages, it's easy to believe that successful investors are simply better at predicting what's coming next. History tells a different story. Research from companies like Dalbar has repeatedly shown that the average investor often earns significantly lower returns than the market itself. Not because the market performs poorly, but because people tend to buy after prices have already risen and sell after they've already fallen. In other words, emotions become more expensive than investment fees. Think about what happened in early 2020. When the pandemic hit, markets fell rapidly. Millions of people panicked and sold their investments because they believed things would only get worse. A few months later, the market began one of the strongest recoveries in history. Those who stayed invested generally recovered. Those who sold often waited too long to get back in, missing a large part of the rebound. Now imagine David. Every morning starts with checking financial news. He moves money between investments several times a month. Whenever prices drop, he gets nervous. Whenever prices rise, he worries he'll miss out. His portfolio is constantly changing. His stress level is constantly high. Meanwhile, his coworker Rachel invests automatically into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund every payday. She doesn't try to predict recessions. She doesn't chase the hottest stock. She understands one simple idea. Time in the market has historically mattered far more than timing the market. After 15 years, Rachel has spent very little time thinking about her investments. Yet her portfolio has quietly grown through consistent contributions and compound growth. David, despite spending hundreds of hours following financial news, has little to show for all the effort. The lesson isn't that you should ignore your investments. It's that your investments shouldn't require you to predict the future. A simple plan followed consistently usually beats an emotional strategy that's constantly changing. And once people stop trying to guess tomorrow's market, another hidden trap begins costing them money every single year, often without them even noticing. Taxes aren't exciting. Most people think about them only once a year. They gather their paperwork, file their return, hope for a refund, and move on. But wealthy people often think about taxes all year long. Not because they enjoy paying them, because they understand that keeping more of what you earn can be just as powerful as earning more in the first place. Ignoring tax planning doesn't usually create one huge mistake. Instead, it creates dozens of small missed opportunities. Someone contributes to a regular savings account instead of taking advantage of a 401k match. Another person never opens a Roth IRA because they assume it's only for wealthy investors. Someone else sells investments without understanding the tax consequences. None of these decisions feels dramatic. Yet over 20 or 30 years, they can reduce the amount of wealth a person keeps by tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Consider Mark and Jennifer. Both earn similar incomes. Both invest consistently. The difference is that Jennifer takes full advantage of her employer's 401k match and contributes regularly to tax-advantaged retirement accounts. Mark delays because it seems complicated. "I'll figure it out later," he tells himself every year. 25 years pass, both worked hard, both invested. But Jennifer finishes with a substantially larger retirement portfolio, not because she earned more, but because more of her money stayed invested instead of being lost to unnecessary taxes. Tax planning isn't about finding loopholes. It's about understanding the rules that already exist. For many Americans, simply contributing enough to receive the full employer match, using retirement accounts when appropriate, and planning investments with taxes in mind can make a remarkable difference over decades. The goal isn't to become a tax expert. It's to avoid paying more than necessary simply because no plan was in place. That naturally brings us to one final money trap, and it's one that many people avoid because it feels safer, even though, in the right situation, it can quietly hold them back for years. For many Americans, renting makes perfect sense. If you move frequently, don't have enough savings for a down payment, or aren't ready for the responsibilities of homeownership, renting can absolutely be the smarter choice. But sometimes people continue renting for one reason alone. They're convinced buying a home is always a bad financial decision. Like most financial advice, the truth is more balanced than the headlines. A home isn't automatically an investment. It can also be expensive. There are maintenance costs, property taxes, insurance, and unexpected repairs. But when someone plans to stay in one area for many years, has stable income, and buys a home they can comfortably afford, homeownership can become an important tool for building long-term wealth. Every mortgage payment gradually builds equity instead of paying someone else's mortgage indefinitely. Imagine Chris. He rents the same apartment for 15 years. His rent increases almost every year. By the end of that period, he's paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in housing costs, but owns nothing. His friend Daniel purchased a modest home he could comfortably afford around the same time. The house didn't make him rich overnight. Some years its value barely changed. Some years it even declined. But each monthly payment increased his ownership. Years later, Daniel has built substantial equity while also benefiting from potential appreciation over time. This doesn't mean everyone should rush out and buy a house. Far from it. Buying before you're financially prepared can create enormous stress. The real lesson is to evaluate real estate based on your personal situation, not fear, headlines, or blanket advice from social media. Sometimes renting is the smarter move. Sometimes buying is. The key is making the decision intentionally rather than avoiding it altogether because it feels safer. And that's exactly what separates people who slowly build wealth from those who stay stuck. They don't make perfect decisions every time. They simply avoid letting fear, habits, or short-term comfort make every decision for them. No single choice makes someone poor. Very few people wake up one morning because of one bad financial decision and suddenly lose every opportunity to build wealth. Instead, it's hundreds of small choices repeated over months, years, and decades. Choosing comfort over growth. Choosing delay over action. Choosing emotion over consistency. Money has a remarkable way of amplifying whatever habits already exist. If your habits encourage spending without thinking, those habits become more expensive as your income grows. But if your habits encourage investing, learning, and making thoughtful decisions, those habits become more rewarding with every passing year. The encouraging part is that you don't have to change everything overnight. One better decision today can become a better habit tomorrow. And 10 or 20 years from now, those habits can create a life that feels completely different from the one you're living today. So let me ask you this. Out of all these hidden money traps, which one do you think you've been stuck in the longest? Leave your answer in the comments. I read as many of them as I can, and I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, remember this: building wealth is rarely about being perfect. It's about making slightly better decisions consistently, for long enough that your future self gets to enjoy the results.